Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Timothy Von Rieden, better known as Von Art Online, and welcome to this weekly Wednesday live stream. And today I'm going to be doing a slightly different type of stream. So we're doing a giveaway stream. So I recently passed 350K on Instagram, and every 50,000 I try to do a different giveaway drawing that I then award to one of the people that follow me. And it's kind of a very... when I only had like 10,000 followers, it was more of a chance to get it. So it's a little, I really should do like prints and stuff alongside the giveaway. I'll think of that before I hit the next milestone. I'll do not just a drawing, but maybe like a drawing in 10 card decks or something. Maybe I'll even do that for this one. We'll see. Like I said, I'll try to finish this by next Wednesday. But if you guys have any questions, literally feel free to ask them in the comment section. Just be sure to put @VonArt before your comment or question. That way I can see it, because I am working on my iPad today. So I'm going to be switching between looking at my iMac and then looking at my iPad. And if you haven't noticed, I'm definitely an Apple person. And let's see, if there any other news? I don't think so. Yeah, so I'm just going to jump right into this, and like a lot of my videos, I'm going to be posting this one on my YouTube after, so if you miss it or you have to leave early and want to catch it later, it will be there. So what is a giveaway stream and how do these work? So essentially, I'm going to be working with you guys on coming up with a concept, and then I'm going to be turning that concept into a finished drawing illustration. And I will be then giving it away on Instagram, like I said. But the actual concept itself is something that is not rehearsed. It's not something that I premeditated. I legit want your guys' opinions and your guys' suggestions to help me go into a direction of maybe fairywood creature, or maybe it's a macabre Halloween monster. I really am leaving it open. I prefer not to do things that are hard surface or sci-fi, because I just don't think I'm very good at them. But if it's fantasy or gaudy, or has a lot of like Baroque design to it, I am definitely game. So let's go ahead and start this off. And as always, I hope everyone's having a really great Wednesday thus far. I have so much that I could talk with you guys. Actually, I don't want to erase that. I want to make it smaller. But I'll kind of let the conversation flow naturally, because I literally have been doing so much lately. I finally finished all my commissions and all my, you know how when family asks you to draw something or do something for them, you're like, I can't say no. So I finished a few of those, and my Secret Santa for our Discord, which you can join below. But I am finally done, and I have 2 projects that I'm going to work on. I'm kind of tangenting right now, but bear with me. I'll show you guys one of them so far. So I'm hopefully going to be finishing my giant Hollow Queen drawing, but this has been an endeavor to say the least. It is something that I struggle with because I don't think my skills are at the capacity I need to be at to finish it, but I'm trying to overcome that fear and just kind of push through, and that's where I'm at right now. So hopefully that one, and then I'm doing a digital art piece for one of my characters, and I actually am feeling pretty good about that one. I'm like 70 to 80% done. So those are the only 2 things really on my list. And I guess this giveaway drawing, and then that's all I have on my schedule. So it's really weird. Normally I have like 7 or 8 things on my schedule at once. I only have 3, and I'm going to keep it that way till the end of December. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this giveaway stream. So what I want from you guys, if you guys could start kind of throwing ideas my way, I will start writing them down on here, and then we'll kind of pick which ones we're thinking are working, and then I'll ask you guys to vote live. Well, thank you, Reese, for subscribing. Gosh, I love seeing the little Kingdom Hearts GIF on my screen. I'm definitely a fan. Anyways, so yeah, we'll come up with a bunch of ideas, and then we'll literally tally votes between different concepts that you guys come up with, and we'll go from there. So like I said, I'm open to pretty much anything. I prefer things that are more in the fantasy category, but like I said, we can just have fun with it today. Can you buy me one of those turtlenecks too? You know what? They were only $12, and I'm kind of frugal when it comes to clothes. I'm not someone that spends a lot of money on clothes. So I can't, well, I guess I could ship it to you, but yeah, I would definitely say try to find a cheap one, because I feel like they shouldn't be that expensive just for a black turtleneck. when the pandemic is over, I totally want to visit you. I miss Wisconsin. I know. We haven't had any art jams this year. For those of you who don't know, I usually throw a lot of art jams at the house, and we have a bunch of artists come from the country, around the country, and we just have like a weekend where we draw and we hang out and we paint and we hot tub and we share stories. And we obviously haven't been able to do any of that. So I'm hoping 2021 is a different story. Eric says, Tim, I'll do prints at the 4 million giveaway. Promise. I mean, if I ever manage to get to that point, I'll be giving away more than just prints. Shrek. You know what? I'm going to put it on here, but I am not leaning that direction. I'm just going to say that right now. Cyberpunk. Oops, totally spelled that wrong. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. I'm going to zoom in so my handwriting is legible. Cyberpunk, but as a fairy. That would be interesting. A white mythical reindeer. Oh, I kind of like that. And it's fitting with the times that we're in right now. Because it's very snowy here in Wisconsin. Oh my gosh, I cannot write today. Deer. There we go. Jeez. Actually, I got to put on my glasses. I have these, what brand is this? Pixel. They're like the yellow tinted glasses when you stare at screens for too long. I had another pair, but I can't find them, so I have to wear these like square ones that make me look like a tech librarian or something. Gosh, I can't write today. I can't talk today. What's going on? A rooster warrior. Trolls. Rooster warrior. You know, I've been talking to my friend Deandra, and she's going to be one of our new roommates, actually. And me and her do collabs from time to time, and we've done a fox shaman, and we thought about doing a pig knight. So yeah, this kind of does fall in that line of things we would do. Something with armor. A Christmas fairy. Winter Dragon Rider. I'm definitely getting the feel that this might be more of a creature. We're getting a lot of those suggestions. Crystal growth. Dokaibi from Korean mythology. I mean, I would prefer not to do, I guess that's more interpretation more than fan art. I'll put it on here. Because like a part of me thought it'd be fun to do Krampus or something, but I think I would rather do something more original. So white mythical reindeer with / horrid red ribbon. I'm going to write horrid because that's important. Horrid red ribbon and gold trim with bells. Well, thank you, Tefalina, for subscribing. Red, not horrid. Dark elves on Christmas. Figure drawing is fun because you can capture different face styles. I mean, it would be kind of interesting to do a dark elf Christmas theme because actually, tangent again, I've been playing, go figure, out of any game I ever thought I would never play again. I've been playing World of Warcraft for the first time in like 10 years. And it's been really interesting. I got, me and Josh have been playing it, and we got Sean, who's one of my other best friends, and he is Art of Price on Instagram, and Pete Moorbacher, and we're playing through World of Warcraft. And it's really fun because, I mean, I never play MMOs, and I don't think I'm the person that can dedicate the amount of time that it takes. So I only play like an hour every other day. But it's been so much fun just exploring the world. I'm in like a Dinotopia Aztec region, and it's so gorgeous. I would actually say it's one of the most gorgeous games in terms of artistry, because I think we see all these games nowadays trying to reach for realism where I don't care anymore. I get it. Sky is blue, grass is green, and there's, everything's, you know, detailed and moving. But you know what I really like to see? Like a giant dinosaur wearing these bulky, gaudy gold armor that's just moving past me, and it has a medicine seller on the back that's a goblin wearing all these like purple threads. That to me is like real interesting and fun, and I love being in the world, which I never thought I would admit to playing World of Warcraft like this. But yeah, so that's what that reminded me of, Dark Elf. Let's see here. A porcelain nymph. That would be kind of interesting. You're right, someone called me out. They said I don't want to do fan art, but first on the list is Shrek. Yeah, that's very important. Oh, a dokabe, or dokaibi? Dokaibi is goblin in Korean. Okay, that makes more sense. Snowflake fairies. I mean, I kind of like the idea of doing this drawing that's in coordination with the weather. Actually, I'm gonna take that out so I can make another list here. Maybe something themed around a Christmas Carol. You could do one of the spirits or someone in change like Marley. You know what? My one drawing that I just did, it's the Spirit of Holly is what I called it, but I actually wanted to be the daughter of the Ghost of Christmas Past, and that's why she has like the wreath and the candles, and that's kind of what I was going for. So I'm actually not opposed to doing another Christmas Carol kind of one-off. Because what are the other ones? It's Ghost of Christmas Present. I actually don't remember that one as much. I remember the Ghost of the Future because it's obviously like death and like a Grim Reaper. What's the present one? Is that the one where it's in the chains? Is that the chain one? Is that present? You guys have to correct me on that one. Amazonian Lightbringer. Winter creature / witch. I'm trying to think of what would a witch be doing with Christmas. I actually did have this one idea. I was looking through some of my old drawings because I'm making my 4th book collection, and I have to scan all my thumbnails and all my older drawings. And I found this one very strange looking, it looked like a dog creature, but it almost looked like paper mache. And I was thinking, how cute would it be if this creature was discarded Christmas wrapping and he eats like discarded Christmas wrapping and ribbon and all the things that you want to throw away after unpacking the package for this little creature. That's like the real present, is getting the paper and the discarded ribbon. So I kind of want to play with that idea at some point because I like the concept. I was trying to draw it, but I realized I've never drawn paper mache, and it was just looking it wasn't looking great. It was looking like Porygon from the first generation, and I don't think it really read as paper mache. So I'll give it another try sometime. Horse with dark elf rider, full moon with golden frosted trees. That is an epic illustration right there. You know what? I could. Okay, here's what I'm kind of vibing with what you guys are telling me. So we do want to do some kind of a creature, like a riding creature. So maybe not a horse, but what if it's a reindeer? And mind you, this isn't for sure, but I'm kind of feeling out what you guys are suggesting here. So imagine if it was a reindeer and then with some kind of a dark rider. I don't know if it's a witch, I don't really want it to be Krampus because I don't think he rides reindeers. I feel like he kind of has his own hooves to walk in. But maybe not even a rider per se. What if it is like a traveling companion? Like if there's a fairy next to it or something like that. Headless horseman in Santa suit. I need Christmas trash doggo. I've been feeling something like a Fey Queen, like Queen Mob. Actually, that was my last giveaway. It was kind of a Fairy Queen, so I wanna try doing something not super similar to that. How about a mashup of all of them? One side wants to cancel Christmas, the other side is fighting for Christmas and the light. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Hello, hello. Oh, hey, Tijal, one of our wonderful mods. Hello, hello. Roberto, Gingerbread Grinch. You know, I just rewatched the live action Grinch. It was like 2 nights ago. I still really like it. I know it's not very well received on Rotten Tomatoes, but I think it's a Christmas classic. Oh, Jack Frost. What about some mice having Christmas dinner? That'd be cute. A samurai Santa Claus. Oh, a centaur. Oh. That would be kind of interesting. I'll put it on here. Winter King Morozko from Russian folklore on a reindeer. I've never heard of the Winter King Morozko. Oh, and for the antlers, instead of crystal growths, maybe more of icicle-esque antlers? I'm trying to think, if I did a reindeer, man, I've never drawn a reindeer before. This would be interesting. I've drawn a stag, which is basically the same thing. But I'm pretty sure reindeer have thicker horns, and they have more, not like a moose-like face, but it's a little more rounded. At least that's my understanding of it from memory. A reindeer necromancer. A witch performing a ritual for a dark Christmas. Supposedly the dark Christmas we will have during the pandemic. I'll put that on there. Dark Christmas witch. The past is a white-robed androgynous figure with a light on their head. Present is a jolly giant with the holly and green. Oh, so the present one was the one I was thinking of. I always thought that was the Ghost of Christmas Past. I'm getting things mixed up. Yet to come is the one in the black robe with the gaunt hand. Okay. Maybe it can be an outcast witch. She was cast out by others since she didn't want to brew nasty herbal potions, but instead wanted to freeze over everything so people would see beauty in nature. Okay, if we're going with a witch concept, I like the idea, because I'm thinking of like what would be considered like spell-like in Christmas themes. I'm thinking like crushing up ornaments or eggnog, or candy cane. Oh, we could play something with candy canes. Maybe I'll throw that on here. I think of the trees from Wreck-It Ralph. I have the art book, and I remember this artist. I think it was Ryan Lang, who drew these beautiful peppermint swirly trees, and I always admired that kind of stuff. A duck wearing high heels, Digital. Left field, but you know what? We'll put it on here. Duck with high heels. I mean, basically Daisy Duck then, right? Ooh, I kind of like this one. A goblin trying to pass as one of Santa's elves. I kind of like that one. Because that would be kind of funny, because you could draw, and especially since I've been playing World of Warcraft recently, like this, you know, not kind of grotesque looking goblin and wearing all like the elf stuff, and that'd be kind of cute. I'm trying to imagine, I mean, that would definitely be in my comfort zone of what I think I would be able to draw. It's not the worst idea in terms of, like, I could do that with the reindeer then, and then maybe do something trying to pass off as one of the reindeer, like kind of like we were talking, an undead reindeer. We'll see. Oh, male antlers don't have male reindeers don't have antlers during winter. I did not know that. I really liked your idea of maybe some critters that eat gift wrapping. Yeah, like I said, I have the initial thumbnail. I just gotta flesh it out more. Yes, Cole. I am taking, well, I'm more or less taking drawing requests so that we can kind of collaborate together. And I am doing this for a giveaway drawing that I will be then illustrating and then posting on my Instagram, which will then be sent to one of the people that follow me on there. And I'm just gonna try to have fun with it. So that's why I'm kind of opening it up to suggestions here. Maybe something with goblin-like elves. Yeah, I do like that idea. Popcorn for Christmas tree, other witches stringing the tree. Oops. I mean, I do like actions being taken. So imagine if the goblin that was trying to pass as the elf was trying to put the popcorn on the tree and everyone's like putting the ornaments on and he's clearly out of place. I always think of elves. Well, it's weird. When I think of Santa's elves, I definitely think more gnome little creatures. But when I hear elf, I think, you know, high and mighty elf, very tall, very like beautiful and serene. Okay. So I'm kind of getting the theme here. So how do we feel about this? Let me just take off ones that I don't think I will be, I kind of like the idea of it being more of a Christmas theme. So maybe we'll take off some of the ones that don't fit with that. So there are some that I actually really like. Like I do like Rooster Warrior a lot. And that is something I kind of want to explore with Deandra. So I'm gonna, maybe I won't, I'm speaking ahead of my thoughts. I'm gonna make a duplicate of this list so that I can look at it later. But for sure, the ones that I'm thinking here, let's see. Crystal growth, I think I would rather do in like the spring or a summer. And I love the idea of a porcelain nymph. That would definitely be a challenge for texture, but I do like that challenge. I do like Snowflake Fairy as well. Eventually, I think I will do a lot of the Christmas Carol ones. Centaur, was it just duck? Duck with high heels. All right, we'll keep Shrek on there because that's important. Well, that kind of worked out perfectly. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And actually, I think popcorn can be more of like an action, so I'll have that on the side. So I think regardless of what we pick, I might have something surrounding with like decorating or a tree. Okay, let's start doing some thumbnails now. And then we'll take votes on which direction we're kind of feeling here. Like I said, these are usually pretty fun for me because I'm not limiting myself to really anything. I kind of like to feel out what you guys suggested me and then come up with a concept together here that is kind of our own. So it's like I don't know, I just like doing these with you guys. So let's see, if I were to do a white mythical reindeer. So I drew a stag before, so I don't want to make it look too much like that one. Is this a new layer? You know what, I'm gonna make a new layer first. So here's what I'm thinking. Because sometimes I tend to talk and I'm not making a lot of sense and I ramble a bit. I'm going to do some thumbnails and then let's vote on them. I'll open it up to the chat again and I'll go from there. So if I were to do a reindeer, I'm pretty sure the stag that I did is looking this way and his body's kind of turned like that. So I gotta be careful not to reprise the same thing. Let me actually, I'll do the troll one first. So I like the idea of him like the popcorn string. And then the hats would be like really little because they gotta fit on little elves. So imagine a bunch of these little guys kind of crowded around him, like this is the tree. Shining bright. He's this big guy. I almost like the idea of him wearing the vest that all of them are wearing, but it's like way too small. Even that I feel like could be a little more dynamic. But kind of that direction where it's like clearly out of place goblin. I think for a Christmas fairy, this is where definitely my more like beauty, more flowy Muka type body placement might come in handy. I think I would do maybe her wings would be, I don't know if I would make them icicles necessarily. Maybe. I feel like doing like a holly leaf would be more fun. Oops. And sometimes I know for some of you are like, what the heck is he doing? Like, I thought he was an artist. What are these scribbles? Usually when I do thumbnails, I keep them very, very loose. Oh gosh, I was gonna draw a candy cane, like her holding one, but it kind of looks like she's holding a broom or like she's riding it, which is not the intended idea there. Something with a candy cane would be kind of cute for her. I don't know what that would look like though yet. Okay, this is gonna be a very blind drawing in terms of I don't necessarily know what a Rudolph or a reindeer look like offhand. I kind of know what a deer looks like, obviously. But you know when you try drawing an animal when you don't have reference, and you're like, I think that's what their legs look like? That's kind of what's going to happen here for a second. So bear with me as I draw this out. Might make this a little smaller. Now, usually when I do thumbnails like this too, like this doesn't mean that this is going to be the final pose or that this is it. A lot of the times this means the concept might be the one we go for, and then I'll explore different poses, different angles with that concept after. Oh gosh, do reindeer? No, they don't have those really big hooves or the big antlers. I kind of like it though. Maybe I'll make it more of a mythical type creature. I always think they're way more fun when they're in motion. I really shouldn't just draw static animal placements here. Oh, and I'm sorry, I am not looking at my chat as much. I'm sorry here. Maybe incorporate a Christmas star flower. What is a Christmas star flower? I feel like I should know what that is. The wings could be made out of the petals, like a flower fairy in winter. I don't know what the petals are either. Like a flower fairy in winter. I do like the idea of them being holly leaves. I think that kind of fits with having more natural looking wings. I mean, I guess this could be a flying reindeer. There's nothing to say that it can't. And sometimes when I do concepts, things don't stick right away, so I do have to play with these ideas a bit. Let's see, a winter creature witch. Gosh, what would that look like to me? Winter creature witch. Let me try something out here. So keeping with the winter theme, I like the idea of her wearing this big hood. Trying to think if she was doing like... Oh, I kind of like the idea of what if she's... Oh, okay. Hear me out. I think I found the concept that I want to run with. Imagine if she's the one that, like, a candy cane comes out of her cauldron or whatever, and it's white, and she's the one that wraps it with this red coating, but the way that she wraps it is it's like ribbon as it's surrounding the candy cane, and it like she magically makes it adhere to the white part of the candy cane, so she looks like this kind of creepy, menacing old witch. But she's actually the maker of candy canes, and it's just, you know, misunderstood. I feel like that's kind of the common concept for a lot of my my drawings. She may not be the prettiest, but she means well. Oh, I think this is gonna be the one. I do like this idea. Maybe she'll have like a bunch of candy canes ready to go. And I like the idea that it's like red ink that's in this vial of some kind. Or some kind of a bottle. She like pulls the ink from the canister. You know what? I feel like I like this idea so much. I think I'm gonna run with this one. Maybe I'll make the vote for which thumbnail to do instead, because I think I could do a good job with this idea. Because usually when I get really excited about a concept, I feel like the energy in that that gusto gets manifested within the drawing then as well. So let's see here. Kind of like the idea of maybe it's her cauldron. Man, I thought I could get away from Halloween. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am obsessed with Halloween. But it's funny how I'm like, yeah, let's do a Christmas themed drawing. And here I am drawing a witch with a cauldron. You can take the boy out of Halloween, but you can't take the Halloween out of the boy. Kendor says, I posted the flower in the Discord. Oh yeah, if you guys have reference photos, I should have mentioned this as well. If you guys have references that pertain to what we're working on today and could help me out with this drawing, please post it in the Discord chat. There's a link below, and then under current events, it says stream follow along. Oh, Candor, you know what I believe we call those? I think these are poinsettias, is what we call them. This is what our plain, simple-minded Wisconsin people call them. I don't know if that's true, though. I don't know if that's what poinsettias are. But they look like them. Oh my gosh, I don't know what kind of a side conversation you guys are having with this duck movie. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like it just the red, bubbling red. I don't want it to be poison though. I hope it doesn't read as poison. We'll see. I mean, if it does, I guess whatever. I mean, maybe they are poison lace candy canes. I don't know her. I've never met her. I didn't grow up with her. I don't live on her street. Because it would be really easy to throw some holly and stuff on her hat. I'm trying to think of what a Christmas hood would look like. We need to make a live action movie of the totally helpful Tim Tips. For those of you who don't know, a Tim Tip is basically if you're, let's say if you wanna, gosh, I can't even think of one on the spot. Oh, if you want to have more drawings for your portfolio, my tip would then be to draw more. They're kind of like obvious, but I think it's kind of funny. I don't know if I want a bunch of candy canes kind of floating around. I don't know if that kind of loses the... Sometimes when you add too much extra detail, it can help sometimes, but I also feel like sometimes it's a distraction. And I feel like keeping the focus right here is kind of the point. So having these dark clawed hands. Okay, so there are poinsettias. Okay. You can maybe add elves as helpers, make it seem less sinister. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Imagine if we had one of the goblins then down here wearing his little Santa helper hats. He's just holding a tray. of them ready to go. Oh, good night, Digital. Goodbye, I love you, see you soon. Oh, goodbye, goodbye. Yes, till next time. I actually do kind of like that idea of a little goblin helper. I feel like he needs to be lower though. Gotta establish where the ground is. Then maybe we had like another goblin on this side. He carries a big jar. Maybe that's where they go after they're finished? Question mark? Do we like this idea? Are we feeling the goblins? Are we not feeling the goblins? What are we thinking? Audible says, I need some little holiday elves with candy canes dancing around the rim of the cauldron. So are we digging? I think maybe we are digging the goblins? Or the little holiday elves? Because I guess I could make them more elfish rather than goblinish. What do you guys think? Actually, that'll be the first vote I'll have here. Should they be more goblin or elf-like? So while those are coming in, and just put @Vonert and then your vote here. Ooh, let's see here. I could also imagine she has a pile of objects that are red that she's sapping the color from. Oh, I like that. What would be, oh, God, the first thing that came to my mind was she has a pile of hearts that she collected from the local town. God, that's terrible. Imagine eating a candy cane and then you find out the red is actually from the blood of a heart that was drained. That would definitely be more on the very macabre. I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but I don't know if that's what we're going for here. Debris says, I could also imagine... Oh, no, that's what I just read. Jacoda says, you can make bubbling red like if she is putting cranberries or something. There we go. See, now we're thinking. Now we're thinking. I wonder... How would I show that? How would I represent that? I don't know if I would have like a bowl of cranberries down here. And then with a mixing, little smudging tool here. Well, it's the hardest part is since I do black and white, I don't know how well that will translate. I love the idea though. I love that you guys thought of that. I love that idea. I'll think about it. Let me think about it. Let me think about it. The mythical white reindeer can be your companion that delivers the candy canes. I mean, I do like that idea. I don't want to put all of this in one thing, but I do like the idea of doing like a continuation story where I draw the reindeer kind of on his own with like the candy canes loaded on either the back or on like side pouches. Instead of a jar, maybe a little wooden chest. Goblins are cool. Oh, that's right. We got the vote. So goblin, elf, gnome. We'll add that to the tally here. Gnome, goblin for sure. Goblins are cute. Oh, you definitely know Tefalina. I'll have some little wisp stuff floating around. I feel like it wouldn't be a drawing of mine if it didn't have little nonsense floating around everywhere. It reminds me of the fantasy movie Legend. Well, thank you, Karen Alejandra Yanez Brandt. Oh god, I'm sure I mispronounced that, but thank you for following. Goblin. They look like they're Santa's helper rejects. Oh, I like that idea so much. God, there are so many backstories that just hit me like a truck. I'm imagining this witch got dumped by Santa, and now she's like the rejected Mrs. Claus, and then she collected all the people that Santa doesn't accept into his circle of friends and acquaintances. But I don't like that idea that much. I do like the idea that she could be like Santa's sister or a relative. Well, sometimes that can be a little too on the nose. But I don't know, I don't hate it, but this is getting more murder Halloween instead of peaceful Christmas. Draining hearts. She is the Grinch. Oh my gosh, Anna, cans of cranberry sauce. I kind of like that. I mean, this is getting so ridiculous, but I like it. Sometimes I like throwing all the ideas at a concept at once, and then once you kind of have it set, you can start like taking things away from it. So yeah, imagine a bunch of cans lying around. They would just have a cranberry on it. Goblin, gnome. Oh, Techno. Yeah, you're one of our mods as well. Well, thank you for coming today. For the gnomies. I could add red pencil to this. I'm not opposed. Oh, well, Yoshi Rocks, thank you for donating today. Pepe Goblins. I will even give you a little bell ring. Thank you so much. Heartbreaking story for Christmas. I am totally sorry. This is not the direction I went into the the Christmas mindset with. To Christmas for the witch, it could be her sort of off-brand elf servant. It could be like a pumpkin person. No, let's keep it not. I want to not make it super obviously Halloween inspired. Fem says maybe one of the little elf helpers is in training, but secretly is trying to take a bite of one when putting them away. Man, this is definitely going to be a bigger drawing than I originally intended, but that's okay. Like we could have one. Actually, maybe not even eating a candy cane. He's just eating the cranberry out of the can. Oops. Oh yeah, when my cousin is also my wonderful helper worker bee. He's taking all of the new Etsy orders that we were doing this morning to the post office. This concept is getting so crazy. Pixel says, oh my god, if she is rejected Mrs. Claus, she could be putting in hairs of Santa's beard. Okay, now we're getting crazy. Older grumpy sister that decided to have her own sweets company. Oh, I do like the idea of this being like her own sweets company. I'm definitely keeping that idea in mind. Luna says, okay, what if she wants to spread Christmas cheer to everyone since Santa has such a strict naughty and nice rule, so that maybe she's trying to go against that? Yeah, like who is she making these candy canes for? Let's start asking these questions. These are the questions that have to be asked. Eric says, in some places, the role of Santa Claus was an old magic lady. Santa is just the most Christian washed version. I did not know that. I should do more research on that after this ends, and maybe I'll take some inspiration from that. I am Sneak. Galaxar Ara says, do you ever draw a refined piece traditionally on the iPad with a pencil brush? I do not. I do think I want my work to have the final pencil touch because I really enjoy working with pencils, and I like the challenge of working with them because, I mean, you can erase them, yes, but I feel like once you go dark enough, I mean, you can't erase it without it showing up. And there's something tactile about the pencil on the paper that I really like, where this on the glass doesn't give me quite the same feeling. But I mean, I do digital paintings, and I do enjoy working on them. But I think if I'm going to make something that looks like pencil, I think I just want it to be pencil then at that point. Sorry, my glasses are also crooked. I accidentally sat on them, so now they always sit like this on my face. So if you're seeing me constantly adjust them, that is why. Let's see here. Kendra says, I gotta go to sleep, but I'm happy I made it. I hope you have a fun rest of the stream. Well, thank you for coming for a little bit. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna be running with this concept, and this one's pretty fun. Okay, now here's the question for you guys. Because, okay, clearly we're gonna keep them goblins. So that vote was definitely decided upon. Maybe I'll write this in color. Grab a green. So the vote is going to be on how simple are we going to keep this? Are we going to keep things more complicated with, you know, all the goblins and the cans, or do we want it just the witch, her cauldron, and the candy cane? So let me go ahead and write that out here. Okay, so do we want it simple? Or do we want, what do we even say? Not a lot. You know what? I'll just put a lot. So that is the current vote. So if you think we should keep it, oh, you know what? I'll have the thumbnail side by side. Hold on. Okay, so what we're voting on is, do we want it to look more simplistic, where we have like this witch that's by herself and she just makes these candy canes for whatever, apparently whatever factory or whatever little candy shop she now owns, or make this a little bigger, or do we include all the little helpers and whatnot? Oh, well, thank you, David Kozar, for subscribing. Thank you. Let's see here. Oh, why not get a paper like screen cover for the iPad? Makes it feel like paper, not glass. I definitely could, and it's something that I actually did consider, because even now Instagram's marketing the tips that are different on the actual pen. I think I will do that. But like I said, there's just something about pencil and paper that I love. I don't know, maybe I'm just being stubborn. That's probably it, honestly. This memer, I feel you, man. I broke my glasses to say the... Yeah, I didn't break them. I just made them super crooked. Luna Laws, they do have little screen protector things that imitate the texture of paper. Like I said, I really should. There's no real reason why I'm not doing that, besides me just being stubborn. Fem says, maybe she makes them for all the goblins in Animal Kingdom since Santa only visits humans. Oh, I think that's it right there, Fem. That could honestly be the concept we're looking for. Makes them for non-humans. I love this story so much. Yoshi rocks. Thank you so much. Art Hacker, he didn't draw that second one. Everyone saw that. Yeah, my magic. Well, thank you so much for the donation. You also get the little cowbell. Thank you, thank you. Like I said, I mean, these tips are just so nice. They help, you know, keep my business running and encourage me to do more of these live streams. So thank you, thank you. But I love that story, fam. That is great. Squirrels Tim tip. Get a paper-like screen protector to make it feel like paper. Yeah, that one could definitely go on the list. Anna says, a lot, it's just too cute. A lot of, oh, the vote, Tim. Focus, I'm drawing, remember. Okay, so let's see here. We got a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. And okay, clearly that one is the direction we want to go in. Okay, where's my time at? It's only been an hour? Holy madonly. Okay, well, that's great. So I have more time to detail this then with you guys. I try to keep my streams around 2 hours. So you know what? I think that I might start detailing this with you guys live. Man, sometimes with these streams where I don't know what I'm going to be getting into, I'm like, well, if it works, it works. Who knows how long that might take? But when you find a thumbnail quickly, when you're doing thumbnail stuff like this, it's really fun then on the stream because then we can kind of elaborate further with them. So I kind of want to know, what kind of goblins are you guys seeing in your head? Do you have any good reference for goblins? And if you could post that in the stream follow along. Oh, Fem, I love that dress of, it's like celestial. It's very pretty. I could definitely incorporate that. I'm wondering if we want our witch to be more like rugged of the mountain type or like clean and festive. I guess we could do like a mix. I have to think about what that would look like. But I do love the cranberries, and maybe have a few of the bowl. Oops. Maybe a bowl like here. I could even draw that little one that you posted. Oh, we could, okay. I feel like I probably look like so silly when I do these streams sometimes, because I think when I get excited, it's hard for me to hide it. Yoshi Rock. Oh, you don't have to donate twice, Yoshi. Thank you, thank you. 2 hours fake streamer. Yeah, everything you see here is artificial. Have fun with that. Oh yeah, and the cowbell. Thank you, thank you. But I love the idea of, what if cranberries are, for whatever reason, like a goblin delicacy? Like they love cranberries, and that's why you have this guy on the side sneaking some before they're even on the candy canes. But it would be really easy then to litter the floor with a bunch of cranberries. Because usually I try to have some kind of an accent item throughout. So if I'm drawing like a summer image, having petals and little dust of some kind floating around. But in this case, it actually adds to the story, not just the environment, which I love, love, love. Oh, that's great. And there's a part of me that actually really likes that they bought them from a store, like the cans of cranberry, like whatever fantasy world they're in, like they had to buy them from a store, presumably, which then presumably even further were manufactured in a warehouse and then shipped to wherever the witch wanted them. Actually, maybe that is something we put up for the vote. Should we make it so that, where's my vote? Oh, there it is. All right, the next vote. Should we make it so that the cranberries, I just have them in bowls around her, or should we keep the can idea? And I think a lot of this just comes down to, do we want to keep it more rooted in this like silly realm? Or do we want them more in like this fantastical realm where there aren't like manufacturers and shipping or any of that? There's something kind of cute about the cans though that I like. It has this very like homemade, almost relatable in a sense. I do like that. Zoom in a focus on what she's doing with her fan. Have her in a factory making Christmas. Oh my gosh, could you imagine if this drawing just kept growing and growing and growing? And like as you pull back, it's like the warehouse grows, you see more goblins, you see everything. Definitely make her a bit more rugged. Elves might be punching their time card to end the workdays. That'd be cute. Hey, Jonathan Liddell, how are you doing? Jonathan actually just released a new book, and I got it in the mail, and I read it, and I'm very proud of you. I think having a published book is quite an accomplishment, and I hope you continue to do more. And he says, for the Witch Mountains Gandalf... Wait, what? Oh, Mountain Gandalf. Mountains. What age were you thinking? What age was I thinking for the witch? I kind of like the idea of doing an older witch. Because I draw so many like pretty things all the time. And yeah, it's fun. But I don't know. I feel like we could mix it up and maybe have her more like... oh God, the reference that came to my mind. Have any of you seen The Little Mermaid 2? Ursula's sister? That's kind of the body shape I'm thinking of. I watch too many movies. Clearly all my references are just movie references. Eric says, unfortunately, most of the artists I follow make goblins hot, so I don't think that is what you were going for. Oh, no. What does a hot goblin look like? You know what? I don't even want to imagine that. To be honest, for goblin reference, old Magic the Gathering Yu-Gi-Oh cards have interesting art. I mean, if you guys know of any... Oh, actually, Fem just posted in the Discord. Yeah, please, if you guys could just post maybe ideas that you're thinking. It's easier for me to visually see sometimes ideas. This could be considered one of the hot goblins that we're talking about. I've never seen this before, but yeah, he's got muscle definition and structure. Oh, his scissors are crab legs. That's kind of cute, actually. Yes, Fem, for the older witch look, that is exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, yes, the vote. Let's see here. We got... Let me pull up my vote again. What the... There we go. Let's see what we got. Got to scroll up. Cans. Like the Harry Potter goblins, but green. Yeah, that's kind of how I see them too. I see very fantasy. I'm talking like late 80s, and even prior to that, where they're very like blah, 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 blah. You know, that sound effect manifested in a goblin. Fantasy bowl, fantasy. Cans. Fem says, oh my gosh, it can become a multiple panel piece, and every panel is a different candy cane because not all animals and non-humans like candy canes. That's very true. Amy says cans. Oh, Josh. Oh, Josh is my lovely boyfriend, and he is the manager of my shop, and he has joined the chat. Well, thank you, Shua. I don't know if you've heard any of this concept. They have come up with some really fun ideas. We kind of entered the territory of it being more Halloween-y, and then we're slowly making it more fantastical rather than just like spooky. And we're ending up on this idea that I actually really, really, really like. I swear, every time I do one of these collaboration streams, I always love the end result. I should just do more of these live streams. Anyways, I'm getting too excited again. Okay, it sounds we got 2 more votes for cans. You know what? I think we'll keep the cans then. I think there is something kind of funny. It's a little more humorous, which is kind of where the direction of this is going anyways. Okay. So let's go ahead. So then for those of you who don't normally work with an iPad or doing thumbnails like this, normally what I do is I usually have a scene like this. I'll duplicate it, and then I'll make the opacity very light, because then I'll usually draw over it with more refined details. But before I do that, there's so much happening within the scene. I do feel like I have to move some things around here. It's like the goblin that's eating from the can. I feel like I have to move them down a bit, or maybe even like in front of the cauldron. Let's see here. The one nice part about putting them in front of the cauldron is it kind of centers the drawing, because now we can start thinking about composition and all that nonsense. all that important nonsense that, you know, art is all about. And then maybe the walker on this side. I think he needs to be a little bigger. Like that. Oh, wind up toy goblins. You know, I do like that idea. Oh, let's see here. I mean, I love the idea of adding these giant wind up things behind them. But I feel like if there's gonna be like this sneaky goblin down here eating them, I don't think a wind up toy would do that. But I feel like I want to incorporate a wind up toy in a future drawing, because I love that idea. Because then you can draw their limbs all, you know, puppet-like. That would be kind of fun. Do one goblin with cans and one with berries, a lazy one that just got back from the store because he doesn't want to spend time picking them. The other worked hard picking them. That's kind of cute. I like that. It's like the mentality of a boomer and a zoomer working together. Yes, Schwa, I love this so far. Eric's, could the cans have legs like Baba Yaga? Maybe. I kind of like the idea that they were like literally our store-bought cans that they're taking them from. Jonathan says, many thanks. Glad it arrived safe. Which of the mountains? Cans for sure. I imagine it boiling. Yeah, I do imagine the cauldron in the center boiling. Oh yeah, Josh, you missed it. So originally we were thinking possibly even doing the red be like blood, or they're like draining the red from different items, and I was thinking like hearts from a local village. That was definitely going down the darker. That's more for Drawtober next year. Fem says, dress started out like the pleasing to the eye dress if she was family of Santa, but then got more foresty and rugged while she went away, maybe into the forest to find her little helpers. Yeah, I do like the idea of having this like kind of almost beautiful looking dress just be kind of tattered and dirty on the side. Yeah, I do like that idea a lot. And I always like smoke that kind of acts irregular. I mean, this is definitely more of like the fantasy side of me speaking. And we'll see if I want the smoke going straight up or maybe just a little smoke. Pixel says, give one of the goblins buck teeth. I could definitely give, I guess it would be, this one would be the best one to show it. I kind of like the idea of them all looking aggressive, but they're like aggressively making candy canes. So like the intentions are pure and they just want to make candy canes for the goblins that Santa doesn't get to. But I like them looking like they're doing something really diabolical, but they're just making candy canes. I think that's a really fun plot line here. Once again, more cranberries on the floor, maybe some squished ones. Amy says, I love this. It reminds me of some really elaborately illustrated Christmas books I had as a kid. Yeah, I've always had an affinity for these type of illustrations that clearly depict some kind of an underlying story, or there's something more going on. And I feel like I've gotten more into this type of art making the last 2 years. Specifically with like my Drawtober drawings, I usually come up with this narrative behind it, and there's more of a reason to it than just like pretty filigree around like a masked fantasy, spellcaster. Like there's more to it, and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. Obviously, I enjoy doing that, but I do enjoy doing stuff like this where there's just more of a underlying narrative to it. And they're just fun. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to keep this at a low opacity. And I'll do some of the detailing. I might not even have the stream go for the full 2 hours because I kind of like where we left it with. And I feel like the true stage of where this needs to go at is me doing a lot of reference finding and look at different goblins and cranberries and cranberry cans. And that's stuff I normally don't like doing as much live. I feel like it's not as fun for you guys to watch me scour Google image search and Pinterest. But I do like the goblins that kind of look like this. I wonder if he should be reaching his hand in the jar or if he should be like stuffing it in his face. Yeah, I kind of like him stuffing his face with it. Fem says, I kind of want to see this end result as a Christmas card I can send. You know, me and Josh just talked about that. He had the idea of what if we did a postcard that we'd send our Patreons like once a season, and it would be like a blank postcard that on the other side they could either send out, because right now the only physical rewards we have are a pin, which happens every season as well. So every winter, spring, summer, fall, I'll send out a pin to everyone. But then we're thinking of like, what other ideas can we do alongside the pins? So I like the idea of these kind of other physical rewards that we can send out, because some people really like postcards and things. So that is something we thought about. Anna says the red smear around his mouth because he's definitely helped himself to a lot of cranberries. Oh yeah. When talking to Justin Gerard, I realized too how much fun it is to draw a bunch of different textures and textiles. So for this drawing, I mean, you have the metal cans. You obviously have the little goblin skin and whatever clothes they're wearing, some kind of a faux leather. And then the cauldron is its own type of texture. And then the smoke coming out of the cauldron and the candy cane will have a bit more of a shine, more of a gleam to it. So I do want to add more various types of textures within my work, because I feel like it will just be stronger overall, because there's more interesting textures to look at, and it's not just one and the same everywhere. And I always try to overlap shapes, like the cauldron here. It was kind of having almost a tangent with the can. So instead, I'll draw like a ripped open can here. And that way it interacts and overlaps another part of the drawing. So try to overlap as much as you can when you're doing art like this. Even like this is kind of a bad tangent here, how the ear blocks the other side from the cauldron being shown. So I should really either move him closer, and you know what, I'll do that right now. And this is something I've become very aware of the older I got. And you start to realize, where can I avoid tangents? And it doesn't mean that you need to make your image more unrealistic. If anything, you just need to move things around so that it has a better layout and placement to it. Let's see here. Hard workers, yep. Bexy says, check out World of Warcraft goblins, if that's what you had in mind in design or whatever. Sorry if someone already mentioned it. No, and that's a great reference. Honestly, like I said earlier, I've been playing World of Warcraft the past 2 weeks, and I love how unapologetically fantasy everything is. And I played it when I was in high school, but it wasn't my favorite. It felt very boring, and a lot of the levels were flat, and I remember grinding like crazy. But they totally revamped it. It doesn't feel grindy at all anymore. There's no, I mean, you can do the starting areas, but instead they now have like a adventure starting area where basically it levels you up from 1 to 10 in like an hour, hour and a half. Where before you're just like grinding, killing things for 3 hours to get to level 10. And it was just kind of annoying. So I've been really impressed with WoW, and it's just a really pretty game. It's like I said, unapologetically fantasy. So you have, you know, towers and spires that are giant and chunky and cauldrons, and it's like the first bank I went into, it was like a goblin bank, actually kind of similar to these goblins, and they kept all their money underneath the floor where you could see it, and there was just like giant bars that you walked on. I just thought that was really cute. It's like very, obviously it's nonsensical, but that's why I love it. Like I want more of that in video games. I don't want to play games where it just reminds me of what reality looks like. I'm not really impressed by when I see games that are like, wow, that looks like a mountain, or like, wow, this looks like a forest, or wow, you know, I don't know. It doesn't do much for me anymore. I think back when I was more of a gamer, I would say I was more impressed with like realism graphics and how well they could add specular lighting on everything and all that good stuff. But the older I get, the more I'm like, yeah, I think the further from reality a game can get, the more I appreciate it visually. And obviously there's games like Last of Us 2 where, yeah, it's impressive on like a realistic standpoint, but it doesn't last with me that long. And to be honest, that game was a bit too gory for me. Well, thank you, John Cody Robertson, for subscribing. Thank you. Let's see here. Some of the cranberries floating up from the cauldron and popping. Oh, I do like that. If some of the cranberries are just kind of floating here. Maybe just sitting on the surface. Oh, I do like that. And to show the contrast, I have to make the red a little darker than the inside of the cauldron. And I kind of have to show it more goopy. I want to show it more liquidy when it first comes out. And as it's painting, or as it's kind of wrapped around the candy cane, then it becomes a bit more solid. So the real question is she pulling the liquid from the pot, or is she spinning the candy cane, you know, in midair? And it's just kind of, well, I guess she's doing both. Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, like that. Yeah, I like how this is looking. I mean, obviously thumbnail stage still, but I think I might even have more fun with the smoke being more fantastical. I do feel like sometimes I get carried away with smoke though. So I'd be a little careful. Because then it like dominates the scene. And I don't always want the smoke to dominate. I might move this hand a little lower. Let me look at that photo Fem posted of the older woman. Oh, these are some great troll or goblins. Yeah, the one that's like blue and brown, that's kind of what I'm imagining. Squirrel, not green, but cute. Those are some good references. Yeah, I kind of like her hair being more straw-like. Maybe with like a braid, just one braid in there. I do like the big hood. Maybe the hat is like stitched together. Oh, well, thank you, Sahir Yozri. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but thank you so much for subscribing. I hope you're enjoying this weird stream today. And like I mentioned earlier, if you guys want to watch any of my old streams, I usually post all of them on YouTube pretty much right after the stream ends, and then I edit out the beginning part where I'm just kind of talking about people joining in and what we're working on. I think when I work on the face, I want it to definitely read as not scary necessarily, but definitely off-putting. Like it's not someone that you would necessarily think of like doing these good deeds right away, sadly. Because I feel like there's this misconception with older people, if they have a very like scowled looking face, that they're just going to be scrawly kind of people. And I don't even think scrawly is a word. But I think you kind of know what I mean. The real question is she smiling or is she like serious? You know what? That'll be the next vote here. I really should make... There we go. So this is... There we go. Okay. New vote. Is she smiling or is she serious? So I'll wait to do any more of the face until I hear what you guys think. I don't even know if I want her wearing gloves. I kind of like the idea of drawing very witchy hands and very menacing looking claws and fingernails. Although there's a part of me that does like the glove. Maybe that'll be the next thing we vote on. Oh gosh, I'm not even gonna count the vote because clearly everyone's saying smiling. Syl says, what if there's also a recipe on the ground? Oh, that's good. I like that. Making layers left and right. It could even be like floating. Cranberry candy canes. Do we like that? Do we like the floating menu? Let me see what it looks like on and off. I could go either way. Maybe I'll keep it there for a second and see if we're feeling it. Jonathan says, I'll be glad to forget the psychological trauma of Last of Us 2. Entertaining fantasy with relatable elements for the win. Agreed. Eric says, realism is too short-sighted because the goalpost is always going to move within graphics. Yeah, that too. Yeah, definitely smiling won that one. Jonathan says, a smile would make a nice contrast of emotion against the intense faces of the goblins. Popped a Pinterest portrait in the Discord. Yeah, I agree. I think if I make all the goblins kind of serious looking. Oh, that's a really cute photo. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm kind of seeing. Maybe a little more menacing looking. I mean, this is a very cute looking elderly woman. Them says, I feel smiling, but I think she needs the goofy Mona Lisa-like smile that you can't tell if it is because she is so giddy of happiness or about to poison you. That's what I'm kind of thinking, yeah. Ooh, glove with missing holes in the finger, or holes and missing fingers. Oh, I do like the idea of gloves being all gross and old looking. Oh my gosh. Now I turned my iPad to airplane mode, but apparently I'm still getting text messages from my cousins. I don't know how the heck it's going through. I'm also not great with technology, so maybe it's a clear like user error on my part that I should be aware of or should know just how to do. I just don't. Oh, I kind of like the idea of her cape being festive looking. Like I can add a bunch of filigree nonsense here, make it look tethered but was once beautiful. And like I was talking before, I like elements overlapping or interacting. So I'm going to have this bowl in front of the tail of her coat here. I don't even know what that looks like yet. Anna says, I think without the menu, it pulls the focus away from the center. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking too. I mean, it's definitely cute. I don't hate it, but yeah, maybe not on this one. Let's start drawing some goblins. Like I said, a lot of this is just from memory, so I'm sure that these will change a little bit. Well, it's right. They were originally going to wear these little Santa helper elf hats. I guess I could make them look a little more disheveled. Hold on. Something like that. Actually, I don't even think I need to show the other ear from this angle. Sometimes I try to force it, but I'm also allowing myself to not. If it's not going to be seen, don't force it. Sil says maybe candles on the ground for more extreme lighting with the background being dark. Could be too much though, just thinking out loud. Possibly. I mean, I do like the idea of them like doing this in a cave and the light is coming and emitting from the cauldron. But I could definitely give it a shot and see what they would look like on the floor. Do goblins have tails? I'll add one, but I don't think they do. I think that's going to be something I have to take off. Oh, that's looking like a toy. Hold on. Sometimes just changing the, like if they're walking or something like that, can just make all the difference. Or maybe I kind of want them to have small feet. We'll see. That's something I can still decide on. He's looking very angry. Even though he's very happy. Making candy canes. Doing good. I don't know if they're necessarily in the snow. Possibly. I don't know where they're doing this. Because I do have to think about the ground texture, because if it's snow, then a lot of these bowls would be kind of pushed, lodged in the snow. Like that. Yeah, I feel like at this point I'm kind of just starting to render, or you know what? Yeah, I will go the full 2 hours at this point. So I guess I can give you a better idea of what the thumbnail will look like, and then I will start transferring this into pencil probably starting on Friday. I'm hoping to have it done by next week. I also didn't think that this was going to be a crazy big illustration, as it's kind of slowly turned into. I like it, don't get me wrong, but I think time-wise, I do think I have to plan of when I could finish, because I definitely want it done by the new year, but I still want to get my other drawings done as well. Maybe the candy canes have an ominous light, like they are all enchanted. I do like this big. I think this jar needs to be bigger. Like you can barely hold it, it's so big. I won't, oh my gosh. I'm telling you, I thought it was on airplane mode. Every stream I learn something new, and how I need to learn more about technology and how things work. Yeah, imagine if the jar was just massive like this. Then he'll be the one with the little buck tooth. I don't mind giving him little feet. I guess maybe I'll look more at reference for how I'm going to do the feet. I don't know if I want them like big and chunky, kind of like how WoW does it. Or I usually draw feet, especially for creatures like this with little feet. We'll see, we'll see. Make his head bigger too. Once again, very sinister look, even though they're just making candy canes. Little buck teeth. Yeah, there's kind of a tangent here too, so then that's something I'll have to fix. I do like the idea of them having like little hairs. There we go. And this one's hat is just off. He discarded it before he piled in to the cans. Yeah, I think I will give him feet. Okay, I think I'm starting to see how this is coming together. So I think at this point in the stream, if you guys have any last minute questions or comments that you want to discuss before I cut the stream off, ask them now, and I'll do my best to answer whatever ones come in. Oh, and I guess I do want to mention before stream ends, if you haven't seen Queen's Gambit, I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite shows I've watched all year. I think it was just really well made, well acted, and I think it speaks upon passion very brilliantly. So if that interests you, I would definitely check it out. And I've been toying with the idea of possibly doing a recommendation YouTube video. I kind of want to do just a quick what I watched throughout the year, but not to display all of it, but just to kind of say, here's the ones I would recommend, and these are the movies that I think are just very well done. And then kind of talk about like if you like more artsy films, here's my recommendations. If you like more action-y films, here's my recommendation. So kind of that whole hoopla. Oh, I like this. Yeah. You know, I've never drawn a Christmas themed drawing before to this extent, and the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm like, I'm just trying to get away with doing more Halloween drawings and claim that it's Christmas. Oh, I like the idea that he took one. He's like saving one for himself for later. That's why he's got the grin. He knows he's gonna get one later. I do not know why I gave you no neck. Fix that really quick. Maybe he kind of secretly knows that he's up to no good collecting them. That's why he comes in all frustrated, because he's the diligent worker. Actually, maybe I'll show that in the hat. He like did his best to make the hat all clean, ready to go for the day. He's just annoyed because his coworkers are just awful. The worst. Tiffalina says, sorry, I've been in and out. Was there a mention about bags of sugar? No. I probably should. Although he's probably walking in with the white candy canes. So maybe they make the candy canes separately outside of here. I mean, I guess I could add like a bag of sugar on the ground too. Oh, you know what? Not only am I going to have the lid up, but why not have it bent as well? See, keep mixing it up. Jonathan says, I was just going to watch Queen Gambit. Glad to hear it's good. Oh, I think it's excellent. I think I was a little nervous in one of the episodes. I won't say which one, but near the end, I got a little nervous that they were heading in a direction that I really didn't want them to take, and then they like stayed clear of it, and it was such a wonderful viewing experience. And I've seen the ending 4 times now with different people, and every time I just am thinking, gosh, they stuck the landing so well. I'm just very proud of them. It's really fun watching something, and you can tell that people were invested in making it, and there were a lot of passionate people behind the camera and behind the writing board and the actors themselves, obviously. So I was very, very happy with it. Maybe I'll just give them 2 toes or something. I do feel like the goblin in front of the goblin, or the goblin in front of the cauldron, is a little small, or maybe these guys are just a little big. Let me try making that adjustment. Something's bothering me. I think these things are too big. Yeah, I think these need to be smaller. That. Yeah, it feels better to me already. Okay, I think we have our little Christmas themed concept. So this will be the next giveaway drawing. I love it. Very excited to draw this one. So yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna end off the drawing, because I don't want to get too detailed, because usually at this point, like I said, I'll look at references, try to find if there's a better way to look at a cranberry can, or what a goblin could look like, and then from there I try to pencil the details when I actually work on paper. So I try not to over render when it is in the digital phase, because I feel like it's kind of, I mean, me and my friend Sean talk about this because he renders things too much digitally, and then he kind of just redraws the same thing twice when he does pencils, and I don't want to do that. No offense to Sean, but I would rather spend my time doing the pencil part with detailing than digitally. I don't know if I like the undershadow. No, I do like the undershadow. Yeah, this was fun. All right, let me see the comments. And thank you guys again for coming to the stream. I know that these have been more periodic lately, and I I do want to do them more regularly again. So plan on that. And big thank you to the people who donated money. That was crazy fun. I don't get to ring the bell often, so it was kind of a nice little break in the typical streaming. CLR says, can you do another draw with me? I loved watching the Radish live stream and would have loved to follow along. Yeah, I definitely could. And you know what? I could even do it with, like, imagine if I took one of these goblins and just separated him. It'd be really easy to do draw along live streams where we color together and I give tips on coloring. And yeah, I could definitely plan on that. Lovely stream as always. Well, thank you, thank you. Fem says, yeah, I think you have the one hard worker, the little one in training that is just indulging in the cranberries, and the one that thinks he is sneaky but isn't. Yep, that is definitely the trifecta of workers right there. Yeah, I like them smaller too. Oh yeah, I guess the one in front of the cauldron could be smaller just because he is younger as well. That I could even make him smaller than this even. Yeah, their heads are a little big, but I kind of like big heads. It adds to the humor, I think. Okay, so I think I'm going to end it here. I'm trying to think if I have any news. Not really. Just thank you so much for coming, everyone. Like I said, I do these periodically, but I do plan on doing a Christmas one next Wednesday. We'll give away some pins, and I don't know what I'll be drawing. Maybe I'll be working on, probably not this one because I'll probably be finishing it. Maybe here's what I'm thinking. What if I draw most of this drawing and then leave like just this goblin, and I'll leave that for the stream next week, and that will finish it off. I think that sounds pretty good, right? Right? Yeah, maybe I'll do that. But thank you guys so much for coming. And like I said, all my other videos are on my YouTube channel. You can check me out on Instagram if you want to follow more of my in-progress stuff, and the Discord if you want to join the conversation after the stream. Yeah, all that good stuff. Patreon, Twitter, all that nonsense. Yeah, I think I'm good. Okay, well, thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a lovely rest of the week, and